Thanks, Leanne, and ministers and friends. It is natural for Alzheimer Europe to have chosen Luxembourg as the country to host its 20th anniversary. Many unique opportunities have taken place thanks to the Luxembourg organization, but also through them, the Luxembourg ministries, for supporting us as they have given to Alzheimer Europe in many different ways since its establishment in Luxembourg. Leanne, in her modesty, forgot to mention two important aspects. The Luxembourg organization provides the offices of Alzheimer Europe free of charge, and the executive director of Alzheimer Europe is seconded to us by the Luxembourg organization as well. Without these significant contributions, we would not be able to look back on such a productive few years. On another level, the collaboration between Alzheimer Europe and the Luxembourg organization is essential. Leanne already has mentioned the offices being next to the day center of the Luxembourg organization. The two share a common courtyard, and every day our staff are therefore in contact with the people with dementia visiting the center, and the staff expertly looking after them. And that's so important for us to be well grounded. What better reminder for us, for our staff who are working with and for people with dementia. Luxembourg is very special for Alzheimer Europe in different ways. Luxembourg is a true European capital with a number of European institutions established in the country. Most important for Alzheimer Europe, of course, the health units of the European Commission are established here, which was one of the reasons why the organization was established here. And we have been lucky that for many years we have received funding from the public health program for our activities. This year and this conference is no different. So thanks to the Commission for the support for this conference. It's also an occasion for me personally. That is, 10 years as a board member, half the lifetime of Alzheimer Europe, and 6 years as its chairperson. This is the last opportunity I'll have to speak to you from this podium. When I joined Alzheimer Europe in 2000, I was very new to the international experience. People like Harry Caton from England, Jeannot Craquet, Pekka Lane, Jacques Selmes were part of that team. The discussion at the time was about sustainability. Some say, what has changed? But it was more about the sustainability of an organization going forward in strength. Much talk was given to business plans and to work plans, and soon I recognized that this was an in-between time, a time when much had been achieved, much had happened under the guidance of Jeannot Craquet. He had brought the organization from the pioneering stage of development to a more professional stage. He had already established the secretariat. He persuaded somehow that Jean-Georges should be part of that team. And he had already, when I had come, been there for 4 years. Also, people like Diane Gove had been there constantly from the beginning and was there and still is present in her usual creative way. Now this discussion was about planning. I learned a lot, and after 2 years, I was persuaded to become the honorary secretary. And in those 2 years, I got to know the staff and met them lots of times and recognized their talents and learned much about the things that they were doing. Themes like LawNet, where a collaborative exercise across Europe of bringing all the legislation in regard to people with dementia were coming together, and was such a powerful tool to influence people's understanding of some of the issues in regard to people living with dementia. And persons like Ellen Jakes from Scotland was also there, who had much to add to that legal end of things. And as I took on the chairmanship, I recognized that Alzheimer Europe was poised for new beginnings. Eurocode was to happen within a short time. And many of the political thoughts and focus were beginning to happen. And in that time, the part of the plan was to take on a significant lobby of members of the European Parliament. And one of the main reasons why Alzheimer Europe was founded was to effect change on a European level and on a political level. Significant happenings have happened in the last 6 years. Alzheimer's disease has become slowly the topic of concern on people's lips. And it was through, I think, the events like the Paris Declaration that the involvement of the MEPs began to take such a significance in the work of Alzheimer Europe. If you like, it is at that time the politics of dementia began. This has been a wonderful experience for me. The board have been so united in their purpose, very supportive of me and of the team. And Jean and his team have been there all the way through, so creative, hard-working, almost to a fault. But most of all, I have witnessed that I've seen the landscape changing for people with dementia and their carers. And that really is the fundamental thing about any organization. Finally, no conference is possible without the financial support. Leanne has already mentioned Luxembourg authorities, and I thanked the European Commission. In addition, we were able to get the support from companies and foundations for our conferences, and I would like to thank Pfizer, Elan, and Novartis, as well as Fondation Médéric and King Baudouin Foundation for their support. All those contributions have made us what we are. And I'd like to just finish by thanking you all sincerely for your continued struggle to make dementia a priority for us in our lives and to make a difference in the lives of those who live with dementia and their carers. Thank you very much.